how to make $100 a day on Instagram, even if you don't have a big following or don't have anything to sell or experience for that matter. Welcome to part 2 of this Instagram growth and monetization series that we have going on, where we take you from 0 to hero in just 7 parts. And this is part number 2, where we show you step by step how to make $100 a day on Instagram. And if you want to check out part number 1, where we broke down step by step how we make over $25,000 per week from Instagram alone, how can you replicate it, and most importantly, what is the business model behind it, which is my favorite one, just click the link down below, and there we also have all the other parts of this video series. And before we start, make sure you hit that like button if you are enjoying and if you like this Instagram growth and monetization video series we have going on. So just drop me one of these. I will really appreciate it, just for me to know if I am helping and serving you guys. This video series was actually done exclusively and privately to Ryan, one of my good friends, and his community. And now here we have decided to also share with you guys. So without further ado, let's just jump into it right away and show you step by step exactly how you can start making $100 a day in just 3 simple ways from Instagram, even if you have a small following or no following for that matter.
Personally, I think Instagram is one of the best opportunities right now to make money. I would assume you agree with that as well.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's like, it's the new emerging platform, and everybody's everyone's eyeballs is on it, and they have no idea what to do on it. So
yeah, I agree. And so actually, I want to ask you this as well. Do you think that is Instagram going to replace Facebook, or is this just going to be like another platform that's... I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that, because a lot of people have said, Facebook, are they going under? A lot of people on my channel are investing in Facebook, so they're like, is Facebook going away? My personal opinion is that Facebook is more for older people and Instagram is for younger people, but I'd love to hear your take on it.
Yeah, so I would say, for example, if you look at the trend and how social media platforms work, there's always like a curve, right? A curve. And there's early adopters, then there's kind of us, and then there's a flat line, a plateau. And Facebook is at the top right now. Not to offend anybody, but my grandma's on Facebook. When my grandma's on Facebook, I know it's too late.
Right, that's when the trend has gone too mainstream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Facebook is trying to extend the line as much as possible for that. So Facebook has 2 billion users, so you're probably gonna get 2.5, maybe 3, I don't know. So Facebook's gonna keep growing, but the reality is they know that they're trying to milk the cow as much as possible as they can right now, because they know eventually Facebook is just gonna go on the downhill. Facebook as a company, I don't think so, because obviously they have Instagram. So Instagram is going to be the new emerging platform. Instagram demographic right now, it caps out at about 40 years old, 35, 40 years old. But as the platform matures, attention consolidates, and then the age ranges keep up. My mom is jumping on Facebook, on Instagram now.
Okay. So when your grandma jumps on Instagram, that's when you go, I better find something else.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're going to now it's probably too late to actually build a following or whatever. But if you start building a following now, and you know what you're doing now, then you're gonna be set for life. Literally, on Facebook, for example, I have friends that have 10 million followers, 10 million likes on a page, and they started back, 5 years ago or 6 years ago. And even to this day, they get a ton of organic engagement, because they started back then. Right?
Even from a Facebook page?
Even from a Facebook page, exactly.
So you need to establish your foothold early on, is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
And in the first video too, you mentioned you called it the Wild West. I really like that, because it really is what it is right now. I've used that comparison too. It's kind of like the internet right now is still very much the Wild West. You've got to lay claim to some land. So
and the thing, for example, as platform matures, attention consolidates. So as more people get on the platform, competitive rises, because there's only so many eyeballs, and you're competing between different eyeballs. You're competing against them, and people have to decide where they're gonna go.
Sure.
So who do you think they're gonna go? Are they gonna go if you're in the same niche? Are they gonna go from a 10 million follower page or a 100 follower page? Who they're gonna follow? The 10 million one, because they have already the social proof. 10 million people cannot be wrong, you know, but 100 people could. So that's the thing, when platform matures, attention consolidates, and that's the reason why I just say you gotta go balls deep into it right now.
Right, and get the eyeballs and gather that traffic and following now.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I would imagine over time, more people are going to jump on this trend, switch over to Instagram, establish a following, and it's going to get harder to grow, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Facebook right now is almost impossible to grow a page, and if you do, the organic reach is
Yeah, it is very poor, and it's also, like you said, it's plateaued, and eventually it's going to downtrend. So not the best time to get on in that trend at all.
No.
So let's say you're looking to, make money with Instagram.
Yeah.
What do you think is like 3 different ways that you could do this and maybe make, like $100 a day to get started?
Yeah, I would say, for example, let's assume that you have basic knowledge on Instagram. Like, I'm not gonna go into the agency model. I'm just gonna leave it for another video. In my opinion, that's the best way, but it's a lot more than $100 a day. But I'm just gonna leave it put it in a separate bucket. Apart from that, actually making money on Instagram, there's a couple ways that you can do it. The first one I would say is definitely creating content. If you're some type of creator, you know some basic editing skills. Even even if you don't, you can be the intermediate. You can go on Fiverr and find somebody that's really good at design, pay him $5, and then go on Instagram and sell it for 10. Right?
Oh, so you're just the middleman at that point?
Arbitrage. And that's something I did as well when I started. It was just I was the middleman, and even to this day, I'm a middleman for a lot of things. And basically, what you do, for example, you find creators or top entrepreneurs or people who actually want to grow their following, right? And you offer your services for content creation, right? Like infographics. Infographics work so well on Instagram. It's ridiculous. Infographic on fitness, almost any niche. Investing Simple is infographic based, right?
Yeah, and we're always reposting infographics as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they do. Those are some of the best performing posts.
Exactly. Yeah. VPPs so if you can, for example, find an infographic that performs really well, and then find say an entrepreneur or somebody in fitness or whatever that will want that type of content, but they don't want to repurpose because some people want to.
They want all original content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you can do is just design it for them, and what you can do in that case, for example, just find a designer in Upwork, Fiverr, the Philippines. It doesn't matter. Just find somebody to do it if you don't know how to do it, right? And just have you pay them $100, $200 a month. For them is a lot of money, and then you charge the actual person $3 a design or $5 a design, right? And they'll be happy because they're getting original content that's proven to perform, proven to perform. You've already done the market research, things like that. So we're proven to perform. You design it for them specifically, and they'll just pay you for it, and you're just the middleman.
So you basically, if I'm understanding this correctly, you find a post that has performed well before, but you may have found somebody who says, I don't want to repost this. I want my own version of this.
Exactly.
You outsource the creation of that content, and then you're paying maybe 50 cents, 25 cents to somebody overseas to do it, and then you're selling that content for $3 to $5.
Exactly.
Somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And then you're making money on the difference of the price there.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Or if you are handy with Photoshop or GIMP or other software, you can make
Canva,
posts yourself.
Yeah. You don't have to be an expert, to be honest. You have to be a little bit creative. There's also infographics websites that do infographics where you can drag and drop icons and things like that. So you don't need to be a huge designer also.
So you don't need to have all these really crazy skills involved with design and Photoshop?
No, I'm not a crazy designer. I was able to design infographics on Canva, in like Monkey Pick or something like that, Pink Monkey. There's a lot of different pages out there that just that allow you to create good infographics that perform really well, and at the end of the day, the infographics will work well because you're conveying value to the audience that they actually interested in a picture in a quick way that it's just visually enticing.
Right.
So it's value, visually enticing, and the audience loves it. So it's it has a winning combination, and that's why infographics work so well. So that's one way. It's super simple. Another thing that you can do, just tying it up in there, let's say you don't want to do that. What you can do is sell, do the market research, create a bunch of take a bunch of pictures, download them and put them in a Google Drive folder and just sell it to somebody. Hey, look, I have the best performing content out there in this niche.
Oh, so you basically gather all of the content for reposts.
Exactly.
And sell it in batches. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
And market research takes a long time, to be honest with you. I've every single time I go in the niche or a page, it takes me between 5 to 8 hours to do the market research. So if you're able to just do the market research beforehand in a specific niche, right? It's pretty simple. And just you just look at the BPPs, hashtags, the influencer, things like that. You compile it all, put it in a spreadsheet in a Google Drive. Boom. Hey, look, I have the best performing content in the fitness niche in CrossFit for men.
Oh wow! So you go super specific and you sell that market research.
I usually go 3 levels: fitness, men, CrossFit. Very specific, right?
Yeah.
And usually, for example, let's use a CrossFit trainer. Hey, look, I have the best performing content in CrossFit that's gonna literally guarantee that you will grow your page. If they use the hashtags in the content you provided, there's no zero chance they're not gonna grow the page.
So you build almost like a kit for them?
Yeah, a kit, a library.
Okay, a library of content. So what would you recommend you would charge for something like that, or a ballpark? Is that something that goes for thousands of dollars? It just depends on.
I charge thousands of dollars, but I'm able to convey the results that.
And you have the track record and everything.
Exactly,
yeah.
But if you're just starting out, just charge $40 for it,
right.
$50 for it. If you did, for example, the market research once, right? It took you, let's assume, 4 hours, 5 hours to do, right? Yes, you're charging $50 the first time. That's $10 an hour. Okay, but that's there. You don't need to do it again. Like
right.
You can just like sell it to this guy.
Oh, sell it to
that guy.
So basically in the CrossFit niche, you find all kinds of CrossFit gyms and sell the same content. Right, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you just build it, create it once.
And then you sell it
and then
a bunch, right? And then obviously like, you sell it once for $50. They have amazing result. They give you a testimonial. Then you go to the next one. Look, this one right here, they got amazing results with this content library that I provided to them. Would you like it? Yes, $100. Here you go.
And your price is going up as well as you get that credibility, right?
Exactly. So that ties very well with the content part. If you're not like a super mega expert,
sure.
Right? And like if you don't want to design infographics, which I don't know why you wouldn't. If you combine both, then you have a super winning combination because you're providing original content and then the library content that's proven to perform, and then like the market research, like the client's gonna be happy. So it's another way that you can do it. Something also like, for example, let's say after you know the content piece, all that stuff, you want to like, let's say do it for yourself. Like you don't want to sell the content or whatever. You want to do it on your own page.
Sure.
Something super simple that I mentioned on the previous video was doing Instagram stories and tied it up in like your niche. And like the way I do it is like in a very specific format. Like what I do, I always use the phone. I don't like using like fancy cameras or whatever for Instagram stories. You can, but Instagram stories is all about being personal.
Okay.
So what I do, for example, is I just like hold the phone and just talk, right? But what I do is like I provide value in every single story, and I think about it before I actually just wing it, right?
Okay,
and
so it's not just off the cuff. Well, probably a little bit, but there's some thought behind it. Like, what's the point you're trying to convey?
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. So, for example, like right now, like I literally just did an Instagram story. Hey, what's your biggest struggle with your Instagram marketing? And I know people are just going to start like commenting in there, asking questions, and then I'm gonna go in like right now, like after this video is done, 10 minutes after, I'm just gonna go in there and start providing some value and just say, hey, swipe up, blah, blah, and like sending them different ways, right? So what you can do, depending on the niche that you're in, it can be camping, hunting, fitness, beauty, cars, like it doesn't matter what you're in. It all comes down to actually just providing value. Like, just like, let's say you're in the beauty space, right? And you're a girl and you love hair, or you're into fitness or whatever, right? You just like, hey, look, today we're gonna go over 3 tips on how you can do your hair better. Or 3 tips are my favorite exercises to do, to increase like my bench press, or to increase like, to lose weight, I don't know,
sure.
Right? 3 exercises, and you go, okay, exercise number 1, boom, story. Exercise number 2, that story. Exercise number 3, story. Boom. You provided value. The people who watch until that point are committed and like actually interested in that. Like, and what I also do is I always put text in the actual Instagram stories all the time, just because some people, like for example, if you're at work and you're watching Instagram stories, they're not going to have their volume up.
Oh, so that way you can make sure people who don't have volume on can see what you're talking about.
They're watching the Instagram stories.
They're
maybe like in the train or whatever. They're watching, like they don't have the volume up, but you still want to reach them. So what I do, I put some simple text, simple like GIFs, emojis, things like that conveys the message that I'm trying to like say. That way I can also reach the people who are not like have the volume up or whatever, right? So like after I provide the value, before I actually pitch, then I put the poll. So that's when I put the poll and ask the loaded question. It's a loaded question because I know like 95, 80, 70% of people who watch until that point are going to vote yes, or vote what I want them to vote.
So you want them to get used to saying yes early on and pre-frame them a little bit to saying yes?
Exactly.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense.
If they say like, yes once, say yes twice, say yes 3 times, they're going to probably say yes the 4th time.
Right.
So it's like, and then at that point, for example, if let's say again, like the beauty example, like how to do your hair, like, hey, would you like, actually like, if you watch until that point, I was asking a question like, would you be interested if we did like a free training or a full guide, or if you want a consultation with me on how you can like do your hair or whatever, and I will show you exactly like behind the scenes, we will jump on Skype one-on-one, and I will show you like how to do your hair or in fitness, like here's 3 tips, like it's kind of hard to do it in 50-second chunks, like, but I actually have a completely free membership area and course where I actually just show the entire routine and the entire like fitness like regimen that I follow, where you can get this result. Like, would you like that? Like, people watch until that point, they're gonna vote yes.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You know, they're gonna vote yes, and then the next one, you say, oh cool, like if you voted yes on the previous one, make sure you swipe up right now in order to get X. And again, if you have 10,000 followers, you can send them to a website. If you have less than 10,000 followers, it doesn't matter. You say swipe up and DM me X word. So use like a keyword, like let's say for example, if you are in the hair thing, like the example, just DM me hair right now, and I will send you.
So that's a way to get around not having the swipe up feature.
Exactly.
Because I know a lot of people say, I can't make money with Instagram, I can't do swipe ups, and that's not true.
That's not true.
But so what you can do is basically, as you were saying, is just put a keyword in there like DM me hair or stocks or something like that.
Exactly.
And then people are going to DM you, and then you can send the link through the message, right?
Exactly, correct.
So there's always ways around it. You just have to be a little creative.
And then the beauty about it is that you then follow up with the people who voted yes. So that's the key. You're gonna make a few sales from the actual swipe of that initial thing, but you actually got to follow up with the person in order to make that like more sales. Because again, it's like 3% or 5% of people actually just buy instantly.
Right.
The rest I like need that little push behind over the edge. And that's what you do with the follow up on the message, and that's when you actually talk. That's like again, that's how Tanner Fitness like made like from $0 to $100,000 in 3 months in the fitness niche. It's like he would just go like, "Hey, Susan, I noticed that you follow my page. Like, what are your fitness goals?"
Okay.
Question. Like you want to like make them talk as much as possible. A question. What is your fitness goal? Oh, thank you so much, Tanner. Oh yeah, my fitness goal is like to lose weight. Blah blah. What do you think is stopping you from getting there?
Okay. Like, identifying pain points.
Exactly. What is it like? And then you
sense,
keep asking questions, and they will just literally just tell you what the pain points are, tell you what the result they want, and then you can actually sell them. And here's the thing with sales: like people think like they have like this negative connotation with money, but at the end of the day, like if you sell, you're serving somebody, like and you're getting paid for that service, for helping them. So you're solving a problem for them, and they'll be more than happy to pay you for it. So people only pay when they see something that's more than the money. At the end of the day, you can do it. You can't do anything with money. Like you can't burn it. You can't eat it. You can't do anything. You have to use it. So it is just like something that you use in exchange of value. And like once you like understand that, then it becomes super simple like to actually sell, and you actually feel confident what you're selling.
Right, and you just have to provide massive amounts of value to people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
like that's what I would say. Like, and that's like another way that you can actually monetize any Instagram account, even with a small following. And now like on the flip side of that, I'm actually going to tell you how you can get the swipe up feature to a website, even with like not having 10,000 followers, and that is with Instagram ads. Like,
oh really? With ads you can use swipe up? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, anybody can do it. So like, here's the thing: if you go, for example, on the Facebook ad manager, because that's where you manage the Instagram ads, you create a custom audience from the people who follow your page and have engaged on it. So let's say, for example, you created a video on your post and you posted on your page, specifically talking about fitness or whatever, and then at the end of the day, on the end of that video, you made some type of call to action. Let's just assume you get 500 views or 100 views, like which is super low, right?
Right.
Like super low. You can create a custom audience based on that specific video of the people who watch that specific video.
Wow.
So that means, and then you can retarget them based on that video. So you can say, for example, let's say you made a video and had 500 views and you were doing like a makeup tutorial, right? And then you make an ad targeting that specific video, that custom audience of the people who watched it, and you say, "Hey, Susan, I noticed that you watched this video," and you put like, and again, like it can be on Instagram stories on the feed. I like Instagram stories, Instagram's carousel ads; those that convert the best, in my opinion. So you can say, "Hey, Susan, like I just noticed that you saw this video," and you show it like on the ad itself. You notice it, show the video, but you didn't comment on it. So right now, I actually just want to offer you something for free. Just swipe up right now.
Okay.
Like you will take them to your funnel, to your website, to your Calendly, like to whatever it is that you're trying to sell, and you can create a custom audience based on the people who engage on Instagram, depending on what you want. Or if you would just want something general, like everybody who went to my Instagram page in the last 7 days or whatever, right? Just retarget them.
So you can go broad or pretty specific with these audiences?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you can like people who direct message me in the last day, people who commented in a specific video, people who viewed a specific video, people who like you can like have a lot of filters. You don't have to go that hard. Just retarget your followers on Instagram with Instagram ads, and like you will see a dramatic increase in conversions because nobody's doing that right now.
Right.
Like
yeah.
Me myself, like I'm getting about like $50 to $70 per $800 sale with my stories, with my Instagram ad stories, and it's a carousel. So like it just converts so well because you're retargeting somebody that's already in your like ecosystem, that's already kind of probably knows, likes, and trusts you. Like again, that just needs a little bit of a push.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it like Instagram ads just convert so well, and it's super cheap. Like you can start with $5 a day, and that's like totally fine. So.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And this was part number 2 of this Instagram growth and monetization course series we have going on. And now you might be asking yourself, Josue, which one of these 3 is your favorite one? Which one of these 3 different strategies to make $100 a day should I be doing? And the answer to that is both none and all of them at the same time. And what I mean by this is that we're not just doing these 3 things, we're doing a lot more in order to make over $25,000 per week on Instagram. So if you want to find out exactly what business model is the one that allows me to make over $25,000 a week, which equals $100,000 a month if you're doing math, make sure you check out part number 1 down below, where we break down step by step how you can start doing it. And then also check out part number 3, where we show you this process and the systems behind everything we do in order to get 1,000 followers in just 3 days. And finally, I know I mentioned it in the previous video that I know a lot of people have been asking to work with us a lot more closely together. So if that's you and you want to work one-on-one with us and have us help you directly, just comment down below the keyword $100 on Instagram. And what I'll do is I'll privately message you and see if you're a good fit and if you can apply to work with us. Other than that, make sure you check out the entire Instagram growth and monetization course we have going on here in this free video series. This will wrap up this video and we'll see you on the next part.